That's what the problem is. We can't separate crime from the economics and the politics in this country. And the truth is, we don't control this economy. You see, that's what's going on around here. You see, just how they could sit down and plan for 5,000 other people to come from another country and work here. That's just how they could plan for 5,000 youths to be working. You see? But we got to take control of the resources in this country, and these people who be in the charge, they don't have a chance to do that, brothers and sisters. They didn't have a chance to do that. All of them, they didn't have a chance. The people in the community, you see, we got to overturn this situation. That's the only thing we're going to stop crime. We got to build. We hurting each other. So how you stop hurting each other? You got to build for each other. That's what we got to do. That's how we can end this crime. That's what they doing. I come from Iniston. There's a war going on in my community, brothers and sisters. They shooting each other. They shooting each other. And these was friends a couple of years ago. We got to put them a part of a process where they benefiting, man. I know we can do that. And we can't do it for political motives. We got to do it because we got to do it. You see? I know we can save them youths who I see in court this morning. So that's all I would say, man. We got to build an economy based on our interests.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Morley. We will now have Reverend Andrew Stewart, Chairman of the Bahamas National Coalition Party and also candidate for Freetown, with his remarks.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Protocol having been established, we would wish also to extend our gratitude for allowing us to be here. The Bahamas National Coalition Party intends to develop a crime plan that would be restrictive, prescriptive, and redemptive. Of course, 2 minutes is not much to put out our policy, but we're going to try to do our best at this time. The Bahamas National Coalition Party is all about systemic and fundamental and structural change in our society. The first thing we recognize is that crime is linked in our society to poverty. Poverty which causes persons to a large extent to take alternative means of getting funds, as was mentioned. And the BNCP has a holistic approach to not only the crime mechanism, but with regard to bringing about the wealth and the sharing of the wealth in our society, so that poverty could be, in our view, totally eliminated, which will slash crime to a large degree. The BNCP has a focus which is people-oriented, and being people-oriented, we seek to, of course, do all of the structural things that a crime prevention would dictate. For example, in the improvements in the criminal justice system, as the question allows for, improvement in the training and equipping of our police force, the judiciary, with regard to high quality of judges on our bench, adequate courts, amount and quality of service to the courts. You see, I just got started. Thank you very much.
The second scripted question that the political respondents have seen in advance goes as follows. How does the bail regulation system affect crime? How will you, your party, balance protection of human rights and the prevention of crime? Senator Bell?
Good afternoon again. We live in a democratic society where everyone who is charged with a criminal offense is entitled to a reasonable trial within, a fair trial within a reasonable time. The fact of the matter is that the Constitution says that everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty. This is where I fully support and endorse what Dr. Maynard said with restorative justice. The Royal Bahamas Police Force places 125 criminal cases before the court every week. And so the question is, are these cases necessary to go before the court? It means then, ladies and gentlemen, that we have to ensure that only those cases that need to go before the court goes before the court. And then where those matters can be settled or adjudicated by persons in the community through the Restorative Justice Initiative. The Royal Bahamas Police Force, minor crimes cases, they bring parties together and try to resolve matters, petty thefts, those types of matters. And so certainly it is an informal system that is in place, but it needs to be formalized through legislation. This is something that the PLP is looking at. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Bell. Mr. Daines?
I believe that and my party believes that the bail system is, we don't need any amendments to the Bail Act. Certainly not. The problem we faced again is with a flawed system, okay? We have a criminal justice system that is handcuffed and that is inadequate. Justice Isaacs himself said not too long ago that, you know, if you want us to function effectively, we need more resources and a better system of management. You know, I agree that we need to fix it. All right. And when we look at the system itself, we need to look at all of the players that operates within the system: the police, the judges, the Attorney General's office, the Ministry of Education, all of the social services, the whole works. We need to introduce restorative justice. But before we can introduce restorative justice, we need a system of local government. We need to introduce mediation. They're doing mediation in Trinidad and Jamaica, and it's working effectively. We need more arbitration as well. But we also need to train up our police officers, our law enforcement officers on the whole. We need also a fully integrated court management system that allows all of the stakeholders to communicate seamlessly through the system. This is what we need more efficiency, and we need the politicians to keep their hands off of the judicial system, off of the police force, off of the prisons, off of the courts. We need an independent director of public prosecutions. We do not need the AG to be hovering over the Director of Public Prosecution. We need the Director of Public Prosecutions to stand alone, to be able to make the judgments necessary to get the system working effectively. Currently, the system is not working effectively, and I don't think that we need any amendments to the Bail Act. Thank you.
Mr. Daines? Mr. Stephen Greenslade.
Thank you. I agree with everything that Mr. Daines said. I agree with everything that Mr. Daines said. We both came from the same system, which is part of the system, the judiciary system, the law enforcement system people operate under. The Bail Act, it's adequate if we use it properly. The Bail Act provides for offenders to get their rights heard or get their rights extended, while they await trial. Bail Act also provides for the system to make decisions on who gets bail based on the circumstances of their case. So repeat offenders should not be out on bail. Persons who commit murder should not be out on bail. So we have put the Bail Act to work by insisting that these conditions take their natural courses in our society. On the other side of that question is, how do you balance the difference between human rights and crime prevention? We have a system that we use now that's been developed. between 2002 and 2007 called Urban Renewal. And if we use all of the components of that system in the right places, we can achieve that balance between human rights protection and crime prevention. We must ensure that our agents, officers, officials in the various agencies understand the value of extending human rights protection to our citizens and carry out those functions effectively. Time wouldn't permit for me to go into the full presentation that's in my mind, but one of the things that I hold dear is the enforcement of our laws and ensuring, like Marvin said, that the executive stay away from the oversight or overreaching their oversight in managing our systems. Thank you.
Mr. McIntosh?
I think, as I ended the last question, that a new, fresh philosophy of righteousness and lawfulness is, if it's not brought before the Bahamian people, the effective implementation of the reduction of crime will not happen, and we will continue to have chaos and mayhem, because where there is no justice, the people continue to rebel. Let me more, please, if you can.
We will have Mr. Morley give his response to the question in the interim, and after Mr. Morley, then we will have Ms. McIntosh give her response. So, Mr. Morley.
Guru again. I'm chairman of the African People's Socialist Party, and I've also been a lawyer for the last 10 years. The issue of bail in this country, brothers and sisters, I know it's put out there in the media that it's easy to get bail in this country. I know where they get that from. It's so hard to get bail in this country. I don't know where they get that from. I've been practicing this for 10 years. It's extremely hard to get bail in this country. But there's this perception like there's a bunch of people out there who getting bail. Brothers and sisters, that's not true. If somebody is charged with a serious offense in this country, when they first started practicing law, we used to tell clients, if you charged with armed robbery and murder, you're gonna be on remand for at least 2 to 3 years. That's what we used to tell clients. You know they're sitting down on remand for 2 to 3 years, because that's how we meet the system. That's what we used to tell clients. And we charge $1,500 for bail applications. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't easy for poor people to get bail in this country, man. I know what they putting out there in the media, man. You know? So that's the first thing I will say, right? And then the issue, I agree, the issue, if somebody is only charged with an offense, you know, that you're innocent, man. That's the principle. This country, based from 1492 to 1834, Europeans are being exploited, the genocide of native people, and slavery and colonialization. Not one white European was brought before the court. Only after 1834, they start saying, turning into the criminal justice system. You see, in these kind of countries, the principle of you have to be proven to be guilty, yeah, we need to protect that. We need to protect that, because this whole country built on equality. Inequality, so we need to protect that principle. That's for sure, you know? And be answering the questions like a negative or the negative. Be saying, hold on, how does the bail regulation system affect crime? And then, okay, time. Thank you.
Thank you. Is a very important righteous principle for the Bahamas Constitution Party. However, it is also the government's responsibility for the citizens